Hey there. Today I want to talk about the crypto formula for success. This is my formula for success, time and consistency. So let's get that intro rolling and we'll get right into it. Thank you.
Cryptocurrency, the new asset class. Come join the crypto community. Learn, ask questions, see for yourself.
Hey there. So really what it comes down to is we have a simple choice. Okay, I'm going to reference Shawshank Redemption, one of the great movies of all time, classic, right? There's that part where he's sitting against the wall and the guy's like, you have a simple choice. Get busy living or get busy dying, right? Well, kind of like that, here's the saying, one day or day one. You decide. Well, I made that decision back in July 5th, 2018. I'm on Crypto Life Day 895. Okay, I'm almost at 900. That's very close to 2.5 years. Now, why is that important? Why am I making a big deal out of this? Because this is a part of my formula. We see so many people that just want to be like these silent ninjas. They want to get into the market and get some profits and then get right back out before anybody even notices what happened, right? My approach, and which I believe is a much greater approach, is I'm setting up camp at this new asset class, the first one in 400 years since like the bonds market. To me, the upside over the next 5 to 10 years is astronomical. And why would I not set up camp? So I am going to learn the learning curve of crypto. I'll give you an example. Like when I was in middle school, baseball was the thing in our town, and I was a pretty good hitter. And I came up against my first left-handed pitcher. And for the life of us, our team just struck out one after another. It was like we never had encountered a left-handed pitcher, and we didn't have the learning curve of how to hit off a left-handed pitcher. It just comes off differently, and you swing at it, and you're like, why didn't I hit it? You know, that's going to kind of be like a lot of people in the crypto space that are just coming in and not taking the time to learn the dynamics. I don't care if you've been in the stock market. This is not the stock market, right? So take the time and learn the space before everyone gets in it, and you'll have that much more of an advantage. Okay, so let's get to it. There is basically two philosophies, okay? There's the philosophy of the poor and the philosophy of the rich. This is coming from Jim Rohn, one of the great philosophers and inventors of our time, right? And he says the philosophy of the poor is spend your money and invest what's left. And the sad part about that is usually there isn't anything left to invest by that point, right? Philosophy of the wealthy is invest your money and spend what's left. So I made the decision back in July 5th, 2018, 895 days ago, that I was going to invest first and spend what's left. So what does that really mean? That means in 895 days, I've had 64 paychecks every other week. So people that tell me, hey, I'm just one day I'm going to invest in crypto and I just don't have the money. You get a paycheck every 2 weeks. If that's true, if you could commit to like $25, $50, it really doesn't matter the amount. That's the beautiful thing. It doesn't matter. It's the consistency that matters. It's committing to a plan and executing it. So for 64 paychecks, I've executed a crypto plan of putting some portion towards my crypto investments. And did I realize when I started this that I was going to be able to do 64 paychecks before this thing really took off? No, when I first got in the space, it was like it was going to go off the next month, right? And it's been like that for 2.5 years. It's like, oh, it's coming. It's going to go off next week. And, I'm pretty, as time's gone on, I just realized don't worry about the time frame and just worry about the technique. Worry about the strategy, not the timeline so much, right? If you have a good strategy, then, hey, if it takes longer, then maybe you'll have a bigger bag of XRP or VeChain or whatever it is that you believe in, right? So that's been my strategy, and I kind of compare it to going back to Shawshank Redemption again. There's the part where Red, the character, says, hey, geology is the science, the study of pressure and time. And that's all it really takes, pressure and time, right? And you remember he has that big poster where he uses an instrument at nights to just put pressure on that wall and time, and over a period of years he gets through and escapes. And well, I kind of compare that to the crypto space. I am just applying consistency in accumulation and time. And those two things over a period of time, 2.5 years, is very powerful. Even someone like a poor social worker like me, okay? I don't make a ton of money, but I do over 64 paychecks, putting some in for the last 2.5 years. It's amazing that you can accomplish something that you didn't think you could accomplish. Okay, I'm not a believer in I don't like telling people how much I have, but I will say I was able to obtain targets that I didn't think I was going to get because of just doing it over time. I think you get the point, but I really wanted to nail that down because I think even though this sounds very simple, how many people are actually doing this? Because it takes discipline, right? It's not always the sexiest thing to do, right? It takes patience. It may be boring. I don't find it boring because I just anticipate what's coming. And it's like building for an event. I've been building for 2.5 years. I know it's coming. If it takes 3 years, so be it. So last part, Jim Rohn, he also talks about how wages make you a living, but profits make you a fortune. So again, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you invest sometimes, or just being willing to invest something on a regular basis. Even after this bull market really, really takes off, it is my goal to be an investor for a lifetime, because that is how one way to avoid sudden wealth syndrome is the people that win the lottery, for instance. We see that half of them end up being bankrupt. Well, why is that? One, because they'd never developed the investment fundamentals. They just won on a lucky number. And two, they didn't learn that I need to invest over a lifetime. I can't just spend money that I get from a lottery and expect it not to run out. So I'm committing myself to a lifetime of investing. And it doesn't matter if every 2 weeks my paycheck, I can only put $50 in or $100. It's the principle of doing it over a lifetime that is going to be like compounding interest. It's going to pay off. So hope you enjoyed that strategy that I use. These are my strengths. There's other things I don't do so well, but when it comes to having the patience to be in this market and just being consistent and just building over time, it excites me. If it doesn't excite you, maybe you need to find another strategy, but it's very effective. And let me know your strategy. Is this how you try to meet your target goals, or do you have a different way of meeting your targets? And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.